This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
Well,
And I am A Talking Sock from the YouTube channel A Talking Sock.
And I love using my low voice to annoy Will. So, for
your voice normally just annoys me, so it doesn't matter.
for the Throwback Thursday, we have a zinger of a topic. We got the Paper Mario from the N64 from 2001, which is 20 years old at this point in time. And yeah, I'm gonna
Color Splash. That's the best one, right?
Oh my gosh! You can just... All right, Will.
This is better anyway. Just keep me off the screen. It's great.
I don't actually know where I put you.
Oh, good. Keep going.
No.
Let's roll with it.
Hold on. I gotta find you now. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm turning this Craig. This is great.
I lost him.
I lost an avatar the entire time we've done this podcast.
I don't know how I did that. Oh my gosh. Well, Will, I don't know how to get you back.
All right, we're good. Oh, just keep going. We're good.
I don't know how I did that. I completely lost you. I'm gonna find you just a second. Well, we're gonna find you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I found you. Okay, all right.
You threw me way off the screen.
Wow, I did. That was way more than I've ever done before. Okay, good enough. All right, this is throwing me off now because we're on the wrong side
really
here.
Struck a nerve with that Color Splash comment.
Yeah, pretty much, Will. Never say it again. Anyways, Paper Mario on the N64 of 2001. Paper Mario is a role-playing game developed by Intelligent Systems, Will, not Square Enix, which was who made the Super Mario RPG game.
I didn't say it was the same person.
Whatever. First game of the Paper Mario series, the Mario role-playing games. It was the first released in Japan in 2000, then internationally on February 5th, 2001. Paper Mario was re-released on the Wii Virtual Console in July 2007, as well as the Wii U Virtual Console in 2015, and wouldn't you know it, I bought it on both of those consoles. Paper Mario is set in the Mushroom Kingdom as the protagonist Mario tries to rescue Princess Peach from Bowser, who is imprisoned, wouldn't you know it, 7, because it's always 3 or 7, star spirits, lifted her castle into the sky, defeated Mario after stealing the Star Rod from Star Haven, and making himself allegedly invincible. To save the Mushroom Kingdom, rescue Peach, get the castle back, and defeat Bowser, Mario must locate all of the Star Spirits, who can negate the effects of the stolen Star Rod by defeating Bowser's minions guarding the Star Spirits, and the minions are classically hilarious and humorous Mario characters, you know, like the Koopas, and all those fun characters like that. Let's see here, where was I at? The player controls Mario and a number of characters, solve puzzles, all of them paper themed, in the game's overworld, and defeat enemies in turn-based combat, similar to like a Final Fantasy style combat system, but much more toned down to be more Mario-esque. The battles are unique in that the player can influence the effectiveness of attacks by clicking A or whatever other action, command, QuickTime event in the battle is represented on the screen. It was followed by a series of sequels, starting with Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door for the GameCube in 2004, and then there was Super Paper Mario, and you know, then we get to the point where we see the Color Splash and Sticker Star, and even Origami King, which is the most recent installation in the series. So what do we remember about Paper Mario, and does it still hold up to this day?
Paper Mario is, when you're talking about, you know, memorable, I think that first Paper Mario is probably the first video game I think I'll ever think of when it comes to being memorable. Just everything about it, the characterization, the progression system, the world, the storybook format. It's funny. It's a little bit, it's segmented, right? Like each chapter is sort of a little self-contained story with a beginning and an end, but it's all in service of the larger story, which is to you know, defeat Bowser and save the kingdom and the princess. But the joy is really in the journey with Paper Mario. It's something that I don't want to spoil. If you know, think it sounds at all interesting, viewers, give it a chance, give it a try. You'll probably fall in love with it.
And I would say it's got some of the best humor in all of the Mario games, even in the newer version and newer Paper Mario series games. The humor is still really great, despite the gameplay lacking and the RPG mechanics disappearing. Paper Mario is just one of those, like, just great series you can always kind of get into for the story and the writing. But what I will say is this particular game can be played by anyone of any age and be enjoyed.
Okay.
And
Absolutely.
with the up-res and graphics to the Wii U Virtual Console, it is definitely playable today.
Yeah, honestly, the graphics you have on the screen right now look really good.
Oh yeah, it's a gorgeous game, and it's aged beautifully. The simple graphics,
Mm-hmm.
it's aged better than most N64 games. I
Yeah,
feel.
well, most N64 games kind of look like garbage going back. But this looks great.
Kind of borrows
I
that
mean,
2D, 3D.
but
Let me see here. So what do you guys like as far as the series goes? Thousand Year Door is by far the most popular one still to this day. But the original is still obviously right up there with it. What do you think of the fact that Nintendo has completely abandoned the RPG aspects of this series?
Well, I'll answer this question with another question. Have you guys played Bug Fable, I believe it's called?
Bug Fables, yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
have played
so
through Great.
what are your opinions on it?
It's good.
Well, my opinion on Bug Fables is it does everything that Paper Mario does right. It does right in the same way, and it also does a lot of its own thing like better, or at the very least like it feels like a proper evolution of the Paper Mario formula that Nintendo was happy to abandon. Which my feelings on that, not a fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can excuse Super Paper Mario for the Wii due to it at least having an interesting narrative and joy in the journey sort of feeling.
Mhm.
But the latest three, Sticker Star, Color Splash, Origami King, I don't excuse any of them. Not even in the character or human department.
I think the writing has been fine. I think really the thing that I hate is the change in the gameplay mechanics. And it's something I can't get past, which is why I haven't bought any of the newer games.
Do they sell well? Because why do they keep making like crappy games?
They do so well. They ride the high of the original Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door as those two being really great games, and people just not caring about the RPG mechanics anymore. That's what they do. They ride the fame of the original while not even maintaining the original's gameplay.
Well, it's also partly because Mario just sells well regardless, because people recognize the Mario name. And the 3DS and the Wii and the Switch are all like way more massively popular than the 64 or GameCube ever were. So that's a big part of it. And the humor in the latest games is fine for what it is, but it feels different. Like Bowser is the one that people will, talk about being one of the funnier characters in any of the Mario RPGs. I feel like lately, like especially in Color Splash, he's just sort of a platform for, meta jokes and memes, which is fine, but it wasn't what endeared me to him in Paper Mario, where Bowser's in the story.
I will say the closest thing to a true Paper Mario RPG we got in recent years was Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. That was the closest thing we get to like an actual Paper Mario game with Paper Mario in it.
This is the first time I've heard of this.
There's a reason why it's not like brought up that much anymore, and it's because in terms of story and even writing in some cases, it is like blander than Sticker Star. They do next to nothing with the crossover aspect.
Which you would have expected them to do something with this, because giving the RPG mechanics back to a Paper Mario version of Mario makes sense in this format. It's just they didn't execute at all with what this story is.
Yeah.
But this is probably the closest thing to RPG mechanics with Paper Mario as a character that you're going to get.
What is this even on? Is it on the 3DS?
Yeah.
It's on the
Yeah, and like I said, this is the closest thing you're going to get to a true Paper Mario RPG style game, because this is the series that has replaced Paper Mario as the Mario and Luigi series, which in my opinion is not as good. It's good.
They're fine. I've enjoyed them,
good.
yeah, but
my personal
Mario
opinion.
Were two very different kinds of RPGs.
Right.
Like they both got Mario. They both got action commands. They both got Bowser humor. But Paper Mario is more so about like strategy and management, whereas Mario and Luigi is sort of like timing most of the time. It's very action packed, and it's a lot just zanier. You know, Paper Mario's sort of the first two games had this story feeling, like there was consequence and things mattered and there was urgency, like you had to go on your journey for a reason. Bowser kidnapping Peach isn't just another Tuesday; it's like a legitimate threat.
Mhm.
But in Luigi, things are sort of like, oh, someone from the Bean Kingdom has cursed Princess Peach and makes her swear like a sailor, and so he teams up with Mario and Luigi to go and reverse it. It's just, you know, it's funnier, it's kookier.
But I remember hearing somewhere, and don't quote me on this, I may be misremembering something I read on Reddit versus like an actual story, but Nintendo said essentially, we don't need Mario to be in two different RPGs at the same time being developed for the same console. So that's why Paper Mario has evolved into different gameplay, and the Mario and Luigi still has the RPG mechanics.
Yeah, that was Risa Tabata, who's one of the main producers on the Paper Mario series. You know.
Which still makes me sad.
Yep.
Because I thought Paper Mario is the better game in general series than the Mario and Luigi, but I don't know if my opinion is the popular opinion.
It's one that I definitely agree with, that's for sure.
But yeah, Paper Jam, like I said, is the closest thing we got to the actual Paper Mario being in an RPG again. Anyways, Origami King, buy or no buy?
I did not buy Origami King, no.
And I'm assuming Will didn't either.
Not yet, but I'm actually kind of sad that you guys don't think it's very good, because I thought it was a return to form. I guess I was misled.
Oh no, it is not a return to form at all. People thought it was going to be when it was first announced, and then quickly realized it was not a return to form.
No, it isn't. And here's the thing, like, I know that, you know, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. I know that when a lot of people think about Paper Mario discourse online, a prominent figure is Arlo,
Mhm.
Another fellow puppet YouTuber with an A in their name. But he gave the game some credit in the story department and the character department, even like praising the new little side character, Olivia. I disagree like wholeheartedly. Olivia is a non-character. You can like the whole premise of Origami King is that her evil brother wants to curse the land with origami, right? Wants to fold everyone up. You can replace every instance of the game of her saying "my brother" and replace it with the words "evil king" or "the bad guy." Like there's no characterization. The relationships feel very flat and artificial. It's a very subpar story experience, but it's, you know, it is a story experience, unlike Sticker Star. So I feel like people are just sort of praising it for doing more than the bare minimum.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I didn't have that much to say about Origami King, other than I just couldn't get into it, so I didn't spend a lot of time with it. Bug Fables, on the other hand, I quite enjoy. I enjoy watching people play it. I enjoy playing it myself. It's a good game.
Yeah, I love Bug Fables too. I was a little bit nervous going into it. It released on the Switch the same time that another spiritual successor to one of my favorite franchises, Synaptic Drive, released. Synaptic Drive was a successor to Custom Robo, and it fell really hard, and I didn't like it. But Bug Fables exceeded the hype. I was nervous that maybe the Paper Mario mechanics didn't hold up as well as I thought, but nope, they're still great.
It's really hard to argue with classic, simple RPGs that have like a high ceiling of skill you can hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like Paper Mario is like, so like in the RPG market, I think is highly underrated. But in a Mario RPG style game, it's one of the best you can get, honestly. So if you have a chance to play Paper Mario on the N64, I highly recommend it. What about you, Will?
Yeah, same.
Mr. Talking Sock, what's your final verdict? Play or play Thousand Year Door instead?
For Bug Fables, play
Or
both.
Bug Fables.
If you don't want to get a GameCube or have access to a legally acquired ROM, then no, absolutely play Bug Fables. It scratches that itch, and it scratches it hard.
And if you want to see some gameplay, I believe, did you have gameplay on here? I can't remember if you did. You did some for you.
For me?
Nope. Go check out this guy then, since I don't see a talking sock playing it. Indie Timmy did like the intro to both 1 and 2. If you want to see how it starts out, go watch his video on it. Anyways, as always, I am the Chris.
And I am the Will.
And I am a Tom Sock.
And we will see you
On the CHRILLCAST.
Subscribe to Talking Sock. I forgot to give him a shout out in the beginning. My bad, guys. Oh well.